Yeah, I just saw something, like last night, which kind of made me sad, and I wanted to comment on it a little bit. So this is a girl that has a channel, that I've been following. It is a fragrance channel. Yeah. So she's called Rose. Rose. Yeah. I don't know really if that's her real name. Probably not. Doesn't matter. Maybe a nickname or something. But yeah, I mean, she announced that she was kind of, done with making fragrance videos, among other things, because she cannot afford to spend so much on fragrances, and also because she discovered that Fragcomm can be a toxic place anyway. Yeah, so I just wanted to like comment on that and think, because I wanted to reflect on that, how Fracom can be different. Also, not just if you are a niche lover or designer lover, whatever it is, but also if you are a man and a woman, you can be different. From that perspective, I guess, if you, especially if you are a beautiful woman like she is, a young woman, of course, a girl, there's always gonna be nonsense, because certain people have just dirty imagination, and they use it against these young women. Also, not just that, it's there's a lot of prejudice. I mean, just look at Demi Rowling. I mean, she was even demonetized by some vicious persons for a while. I mean, and when you cannot, I mean, it was obvious that she didn't start off like, I guess, maybe her goal wasn't from the start to make money from her channel, but anyway, it became a money maker. So when you start earning, like, money, and now you're gonna live off that for a while anyway, then suddenly you can't. That's, of course, how that is. Anyway, yeah. So she got a lot of trash, a lot of shit, really. Was accused of being a shill. Still gets those accusations. I mean, even though she does get free bottles, but I don't think she would really like plug, let's say, a fragrance house that she doesn't really like that much. I think she makes videos a lot about certain brands, like Sergio for Parfums de Mar, because she really does like, and enjoy and love their scents. So, but people were like, really, we should. Oh no, she, got together with a guy whose parents have connections and Parfums de Marley, and that's why she has been, really kind of bigging them up, in her videos, and saying with Sergio offered her this and that. And so there's a lot of jealousy, of course, when these losers, let's call them that, see a beautiful young woman. She's doing very well also on her from her YouTube channel. And she starts doing a little too well, of course she'll get hate. On the other side, there are some that I have come across that kind of, have earned that kind of treatment, because they haven't been very honest, or, because of their image, maybe, I mean, over sexualizing, their channel, their whole image, just to sell more or get more subs. I mean, to I'm not a fan of that, but so I can't understand if somebody is, hating on a girl or woman who does that. I think you all know who I mean first and foremost. I don't want to mention any names right now. I mean, yeah, there. I'm sure there are not just one, but several women who do that out there. Yeah. So anyway, I have come across on the other hand, some really positive female fragrance channels, like really good and informative and everything. Also, lately, like let's mention them, like for instance, Chris Minarova. She is really, a beautiful woman, and she knows, she knows. I like the way she talks about fragrances. You don't have to like share her taste. I don't always agree with her choices. Well, but the way I like the way she makes her videos. So yeah. Also, Olivia Olfactory, she has a style, rather unique style. But yeah, I like her way of doing things, and she really obviously had a pretty vast knowledge, of this. And yeah, but the thing is, it's sad to see that somebody so, you know, nice and sympathetic cannot get, like free bottles or anything, so she has to pay for everything by herself. I think she said that she wouldn't even want that, and yeah, I mean, because she has obviously seen how much, sorry, backlash these people, these fields have gotten. Yeah, I mean, just because I don't understand. I do believe there have been people who have, really not been very honest because, once you get a free bottle from this company, then of course you know that they expect a good review, at least not to be, you know, totally pissed on. But I mean, there have been people who have kind of, been quite honest despite getting free bottles, and yeah, I think there is a difference, certain people are only after, let's put it that way, an endorsement, free bottles, so they don't care. But however, would you want free bottles from a company that you don't really care that much? I mean, whose fragrances you don't either haven't even tried before, or you don't like that many fragrances by them. So if a company like that offered you free bottles, would you really accept that? So, well, maybe some people who just, like are after building up their own channel, maybe I would say, maybe some of them would even go that far, just accepting free balls so they have something to write to do a review on. And yeah, they maybe have been people who have faked of liking a fragrance when they didn't like it because they were afraid of, not getting more free bottles. So yeah, it is an expensive hobby, let's put it that way, even though when you start earning from it, it becomes more than just a hobby, right? Yeah. I mean, if you earn big money anyway, not small potatoes, but anyway. Oh, so this girl Rosie, whatever her name is, yeah, I feel really bad for her. She also looks very she looked very downbeaten, to put it that way, really defeated, and she knows she cannot compete, with these, like, now I must mention names, so right, like Curly Fragrances, she like, I mean, And that's the big difference also. She just uses a tactic, or has already used it to build up her channel and get like, many subscribers. She uses, her own, let's say, attractiveness, yeah. Also, yeah, physical attractiveness she uses, and she uses an image that is quite perverse, even, yeah, very like sexualized image, and now she's moved to Dubai. She's doing very well. She obviously got offers even before that. She got free bottles, I believe. Yeah, I mean, certainly. But in contrast to Demi rolling, I would say, or even, I don't know, maybe your curly sense, Andrea, she really has, she has continued to use the same image, because some people don't. They use that image at first just to attract, you a sizable audience, let's put it that way. And then, after they have done it, they kind of change. They tend to kind of tone themselves down a bit, but no, she hasn't, like this girl, Michelle, she hasn't done that. And I don't know why, but she just likes being, you know, kind of. I'm not gonna be nice here. She likes being trashy and having a slutty image, while nice girls like Rose, who dress properly, she dresses. You see, I mean, if you've seen her videos, she knows. She never like you shows much skin, and I really respect her for that. She doesn't show much skin. She doesn't use her looks or sexuality or whatever to attract more. Well, all right, she is beautiful, but she doesn't really use that. I mean, she doesn't flirt with the audience that much. She doesn't engage in like really kind of lewd conduct, or doesn't use words, expressions that are really charged, like sexually charged and stuff like that. So, all this disgusts me, when people do that, just, to get, to profit from it, of course. But that's how the YouTube and social media are. I mean, I've seen like on TikTok also, when I watch this TikTok from where I come from originally in Boston, like all these girls, like, and young women who stream, who have their who have a lot of followers. It's called down there. They are all really good looking. I mean, come on. I mean, like 99% of them are really like quite beautiful, and so it's obvious if you are not, it's hard to make it. But even if you are, like, for instance, if you are beautiful like Rose, but you don't use it in that way, like um, you know, in a sexualized way, you don't show yourself in these how you say tops with with a deep, whatever. I don't know what all the names. I mean, she doesn't show a lot of skin. That's for sure, right? She doesn't. And that's why, she can never have like 100,000 subs, and that's why she can never get free bottles, and that's why she had to pay for everything. And obviously, now her economy has suffered because of that, her personal economy. And now she is sad. Of course, she likes doing that, but she cannot anymore afford to spend, so much on fragrances, and that's very reasonable. Another thing to commend her for being really reasonable, because some people would have just continued spending until they were fucking broke. just do everything to keep the channel going. But nah, I mean, you gotta prioritize your own personal, like both health and, I mean, mental health and your own economy, of course. So, yeah, that was a little about that. I mean, it's sad, and especially it's easier if you are like an come from let's not fool ourselves. Like all these biggest channels that I've seen here, the fragrance channels, they belong to people who are from USA or UK or Australia, like people who have English as their first language. So when you don't, it really is harder to really make it right. And that's a little unfair because even if you can make yourself understood in English, that shouldn't be, like a problem. But yeah, there are people who I would say even kind of discriminate against us who are not from those countries, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not really fair, is it? But for me, I mean, I just still do this because I like it. I mean, I don't do it because I want to get to 2,000 subs and or start be able to monetize my channel. I don't really care much about that. Whether it ever gets to that, it would be all right if it did, but it's not a big deal for me, definitely. Um, I mean, once it starts to get really about the money and the subs, it's then the fun stops. The fun has gone out of it. You know, it's serious. Like you have to make videos almost every day to keep your subs growing. Then it's about money. You start to ask, you get frustrated. Why aren't people giving you more super chats and stuff like that? Why aren't more becoming members if you offer membership for money? That is, not everybody does, but some do, yeah. So that all causes you to sleep worse, to worry, that all causes you headaches and bad, feelings, and because once your channel starts to grow, your dopamine rises, right? You experience a rush of some sort of a joy, really, and you feel good, you feel proud, you feel good about yourself. But then it is natural that, for a while there, it goes up and down. Maybe the subs start to decrease, new subs, they don't come as often as before. And then, it can really be, you know, pain in the ass and yeah. So I don't know really. I think it's better. Yeah. I mean, even I have um, thought about not doing fragrance videos anymore, to tell you the truth, because now, but of course, fortunately, I got to meet the better side of Fragcomm. I got some friends that are really good people there, and so they come to my streams always, live streams. They support me, and that's all I can ask for. So you should not be sad if if you and I see, I tell you, Rose, directly, you have people who love you and support you. So you got nothing to be sad about. I mean, yeah, I know it's a little hard not being able to do what you really like anymore, and yeah, but hopefully it will get better. I mean, you'll find pleasure in doing something else, I'm sure. There are other things that you can talk about that don't cost money or don't cost much anyway. Yes, the damn thing. The problem is fragrances are so damn can be really fucking. I mean, expensive. If you are, especially if you are after really good ones, you know. I mean, some of them are kind of reasonably, you know, priced, but unfortunately, a lot of the best fragrances are really, you know, expensive, hard on your wallet. But that's just how it is. So, you know, if you can't, if you think that's too much for you, you gotta quit. I mean, yeah, definitely. So, anyway, this has become a really long video, but you know, I just like talking about this. I think it's a subject that should be talked about more, and you know, there is a certain kind of, let's say, elite club in Fragcomm, which you know, if you have, let's say, well, you gotta have at least 50,000 at least subscribers to belong to it, and if you don't, like, nobody really gives much damn. But I mean, the people from the industry don't really notice you until you reach like 50 or 100 whatever thousand, at least 50. So that's sad, but that's how it is. They don't notice you, but once you do reach that number, you start to get the offers, like, you know, free bottles and even a fragrance of your own and stuff like that. And I think I am not a fan of that. Like, every, you know, goddamn idiot can get. I mean, we know people buy subscribers, right? That's a common knowledge by now. So I don't have to be very smart or have good taste to get like to 50,000, and then it's all good. I'm on the horse, as they say, you know. So, but some poor soul does not know how to do that or will not go that low, sink so low to buy subscribers. So she or he are doomed to, you know, just having to rely on themselves and their own pocket, you know. So really makes me angry, you know. So I better stop. All right, that was all. Bye.